Hello and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're gonna be unboxing all of this. All of these boxes contain Star Wars The Black Series inside, so we're gonna open all of them and we're gonna see what's on the inside. This year, Hasbro really gave us a lot of new Black Series figures. I pre-ordered a lot of them on their Hasbro Pulse EU site, and so now the time has finally come when all of these figures started coming in one by one, and so in last couple of days I received all of these boxes that you just saw. I waited for all of them to arrive so that I can make this video, and so today I wanted to show you what I have here in this Black Series haul so that you guys know what to expect next on the channel. Let's get started. First, we're gonna start with a box that is actually not from Hasbro Pulse. This one came from a store called the Mancave, Austria. Obviously, it's an online store from Austria, and it's a heavy box. There should be a lot of great goodies on the inside, so we can start with that and then we'll move forward. So let's get going. Our trusty cutter. Interesting, this is a box inside of a box. And here we go. It's actually upside down, but it doesn't matter. First, we have Phase 2 Clone Trooper from Star Wars The Clone Wars. So yes, this is another great addition. It's the new version, the new body for these Phase 2 Clone Troopers. I recently got Apo from Kenobi Show, and I reviewed and already posed that figure. It's on the channel, go check it out. And what we got with that Apo figure is the same thing that we're getting on this guy. This is the same body type, the same mold, but it's obviously a clean, white, shiny Phase 2 Clone Trooper. So I'm expecting to see the same type of articulation, removable helmet, bicep swivel, and all of it. So this guy will be on the channel soon. Next, we have Darth Malak from Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic video game. This is a gaming grade subline of the Black Series, as you guys know, and it's a bad guy from the game. I personally don't have any attachments to the game because at the time of recording this video I didn't play the game, and I know I'm not a real Star Wars fan, but I do plan to play the game in time. For now, what interests me the most is the action figure. I decided to get him because he's a great looking villain. I'm having high expectations out of this guy. Stay tuned. Next, we have Magna Guard from Star Wars The Clone Wars again. And I was really excited when I saw that Hasbro is doing this guy, because as all of you guys know, we need more droids in our Black Series droid army, and this is the year when Hasbro decided to finally give us more. So Magna Guard is here. We are also getting some more droids, but that's something that will probably happen next year. But for now, this Magna Guard, I'm really excited to pose this guy. I kind of hope that I'll be able to pull some great poses out of this figure. I don't know, we'll see. But I'm now really happy that Magna Guard is part of my collection. Next, a figure that I was truly excited about, and it's finally here, and it is Padawan Ahsoka Tano, again from Star Wars The Clone Wars. This is a beautiful looking figure. I'm a huge fan of Ahsoka in general. I loved the show. They finally gave us this Padawan version that will go great with those Clone Wars Anakin and Obi-Wan Black Series figures. So I have huge expectations out of this figure. I hope that they fixed her legs, because those previous figures like Rebels and Season 7 of Clone Wars Ahsoka had some real issues with standing, and I didn't like the way that they made their legs and their feet, but now I'm hoping that they fixed those issues with this new release. People were talking a lot of trash about the side art illustration, and I kind of know what they mean. It's maybe not as good as what we expect usually from these Black Series illustrations. Something is not right here on her face. I really don't care about that. In general, I want the figure to look good, and I think that it will. Padawan Ahsoka Tano is part of my collection, and expect to see her review and the posing video soon. And then last two figures in this first box are big ones. Both of these are exclusive figures, and we're gonna start with Black Chrysanthemum, or as the box says, just Chrysanthemum, from Star Wars The Book of Boba Fett. Now, of course, we all know the drama revolving around the first Black Chrysanthemum that Hasbro made. That was kind of a comic version. They announced it at the unfortunate time when we saw how the character looks in live action, and so later on Hasbro gave us this live action version, and so now we are all satisfied, including me. This is a great looking Black Chrysanthemum. I'm extremely excited to finally get it, and I'm hoping to get a lot of great poses out of this guy. He's a big, bulky, beefy guy. I hope that the articulation is good. I know it's a Wookiee character. Probably the articulation will be limited, but nevertheless, I hope to get some great things out of this figure. So Chrysanthemum is now here, and he will also be on the channel soon. And then the final figure in this first box is Darth Malgus. Yes, another big character, big bulky figure. It's a deluxe, same as Chrysanthemum as I said. I mean, the sculpt looks fantastic. He has a long lightsaber blade and a soft goods cape and hood, and I love the way that they did it for this guy. It's always great to get soft goods on these figures because that gives you much more posing options, you know. I'm really looking forward to posing this guy, opening this box up and seeing how good this guy looks. Stay tuned for that. That wraps up our first box. The rest of these packagings arrived from Hasbro Pulse EU, so let's dive into the first one. And what we have here is Sabine Wren from the new Ahsoka show. And yes, another character from these new Ahsoka Black Series figures. I really like what they did with this figure. She looks really good. The likeness to the actress is there. It's not 100%, but it is there. It's a bonus for me as well because I don't have all of the original Rebels characters. I have the first Ezra, I have Zeb, Thrawn, and Ahsoka Rebels version. But I've been missing Hera and Sabine and Chopper, and so recently I got Chopper because they re-released him, and now we are getting this live-action Sabine. I also have live-action Hera on pre-order, but that will come out later. But yeah, practically all that I'm missing now is if Hasbro will give us live-action version of Kanan down the line. Maybe we'll see some flashbacks with him in the second season, but for now, yes, my Rebels crew is finally getting together, and I'm really excited to add this Sabine to my collection. So stay tuned for this review and the posing video. Next, and here we have another character from Ahsoka show, and this is HK-87 Assassin Droid. The controversial release by Hasbro because this figure doesn't look like the character that we saw on screen. The tone of red is not right, the visor is not painted black, and he also didn't come with a spear as an accessory. I mean, he at least did come with a blaster, unlike Morgan Elsbeth, but he didn't use blaster in the show. He used a spear. Hasbro for some reason decided not to include that accessory in the Black Series version, but did include it in the TVC version. Nevertheless, I decided to get this figure because I really love the show, and I do have the previous HK figure from The Mandalorian. It's not as good, I know it's the same body, but I like the design of these droids, and I do like my Star Wars droids, so I have one of each, and they will go great with Morgan Elsbeth, who doesn't come with anything. Next. Okay, so this one is actually not Star Wars related, but I had to get it because when I saw that Hasbro announced it, I wanted it immediately because it's something that comes from a cartoon that I watched when I was growing up back in the 90s, and I specifically always wanted this version of the character, and I missed out on all the previous releases, and what I'm talking about is Wolverine yellow tiger stripe suit. suit. This is actually a Wolverine figure that comes from X-Men 97 new cartoon show that still hasn't been released. It will be a cartoon as a continuation of the original cartoon from the 90s. And I would love to have Mafex version of this Wolverine, but I missed out on him, and I doubt that Mafex will ever re-release him. This is a lot cheaper, but it looks really good. I know that the articulation is really good. He looks practically the same as in the original cartoon show. I don't care that much about getting the rest of them. I do have Gambit, I do have Storm, I do have Magneto in my collection, but they are all Mafex, far superior figures, so I'm cool with that. But I wanted Wolverine in this suit because that's how he looks in the cartoon. I can't wait to make not just the review but posing video for this guy. It will be a lot of fun, so stay tuned. And then I left the biggest box to go last in this video, and you can maybe even guess what's inside here, especially if you read what's on the box. So let's open this up. Oh yes! Now this is something that I waited for a long time to add to my collection. It is the Black Series Jaa The Hut set. It's a re-release made for 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. It comes in this beautiful looking box. It's bigger than what we usually get in the Black Series line, and that's to be expected. And as I said, and you guys probably know that, this is a re-release from a figure that came out back in 2013-14, something like that, when the line started. And at the time I wasn't collecting. I started collecting in 2015, and at that point this figure was already too expensive for me to get, because you have to remember I'm in Europe, where at the time Hasbro Pulse didn't exist and rarely any store was selling Black Series figures. So my only options was eBay, and it was a no-no because of the high price. Hasbro Pulse EU expansion came just at the right time for me to get this guy. This was actually my first pre-order from Hasbro Pulse. I really love the packaging. This version doesn't come with his throne platform on which he is lying, sitting. I don't know, but that's something that I'll try to do myself, either by 3D printing it or making it my own. But yeah, it's a cool display piece. We get the figure, we get his pipe thingy mechanism, and Salacious B Crumb. That is, from my understanding, from what they said, a retooled version. Yeah, I'm extremely excited about this figure. I know it's not highly articulated, it can't be, it's Jaa The Hut, but it will be a great piece for my display. All of these figures that you saw in this haul will be on my channel soon, so stay tuned for that. As you guys know, I do make review videos, but my bread and butter are actually my posing videos. So all that you saw here will have review and the posing video. Yeah, a lot of things are coming in at the same time. Not that long ago I already made my previous Black Series haul, and you saw what I got in that, and I still have to make all of those videos, and now I received all of this. So it's kind of really overwhelming for me. I will try to keep up with everything I got, so I'm asking you guys for patience. I will do my best to get all of these out there on the channel as soon as possible. I would really like to hear you guys. What do you think about this haul? What do you think about all of these figures? Which one out of all of these is the one that you are excited to see me pose the most? Let me know down in the comments. I have a lot of work to do, so that's all I wanted to share with you guys in this video. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for being here with me going through all of these boxes, and stay tuned. I'll see ya in the next video.